Good evening, Grid Vision, and welcome to the Spartan Sim Racing Master Series Thunder Valley 300, live from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. I am Joe LaCastro. This evening I'll be joined a little bit later on by Taylor Burris, and down in the truck right now I'm joined by Austin Derbyshire as we fly down from space on the Grid Vision satellite and take a look at where we'll be racing tonight. Bristol, Tennessee, home of Bristol Speedway, the last Coliseum. Oh man, this is one that everyone's excited about, but usually it's a little more trepidation when it comes here. It's going to be an interesting race. We're going 300 laps tonight. We got a one-stage break at 120. 300 laps sounds like a lot till you realize that qualifying pace here is only about 14 and a half seconds. Backstretch there. It's very, very good banking on the two turns here also, but this race is going to be one that is a little more technical and a little more tight than we're used to seeing. It's one of the smallest tracks on the NASCAR circuit. What a good visual there. Now we're going to move on and talk a little bit about championship standings. If we take a look here, there's some fun numbers. Joseph Causey right now up in the lead, 623 points, tailed very closely by Justin Levine. Justin's got a win over Joseph, but he's just got better points on his finishes here. He's got 7 top 5s. Average finishes is 7th. Causey's had a few wrecks out, unfortunately. That's been the situation that's caused him to have all those points, but not quite be able to capitalize on the win side of things. So Levine, with a good finish here, could just snatch that right out from under him. About 100 points back, you got PB Henry, who hasn't been able to snatch a win yet. But then further down, you've got Johan Seminario, 2 wins under his belt. And honestly, I think he's one of my favorites for tonight with the way that he's been qualifying and the way things look. A couple other names on here that you should keep an eye out for. You look at Jake Hickson. Jake Hickson's had 3 top 5s. His average finish is 5th. Hasn't yet put a win on the board, so he could be putting on a good race here tonight. He is somewhere, let's see where he is around the qualifying laps. Jake Hickson. Looks like he might not be racing tonight. Oh, there he is. No, he put on qualifying time was a little bit further down the board. So Jake Hickson could be one to watch, but there's a lot of people on here that haven't yet put some numbers up. So let's see what they can do a little bit later on in tonight's race. Down here at the bottom of the list, we actually have got a few other, one other winner down here, Ed Shearer Jr., who's got 1 win, 2 top 5 finishes, and average finish is 2nd. So not bad overall, considering that I don't think he's been in all the races. This is the 8th race of this season. I'm not sure he's been in all the races, but he's got 1 win under his belt. Taking things over to the track, we'll see how things are going in the air and on the track in Bristol, Tennessee right now. We're 448 feet above sea level, partly cloudy, wind out of the northeast, and it's 80 degrees in the air, 83 on the track. Track conditions can change pretty drastically at Bristol, excuse me. Track conditions can change pretty drastically at Bristol, especially during the night race. So we're looking to see how the 83 on the track changes over the course of the evening. That could be something that, along with the the marbles that are forming on the track as we go around 300 times, that could very much change the name of the game for a lot of these guys in terms of their line and their overall racing strategy. But we've got warm-ups going now, and the grid should be forming soon. We'll be able to get you out there in just a few minutes, folks. Here comes the grid, and I am joined now in the booth by Taylor Burris. How are you, Taylor? We're going to be running down the grid together.
Absolutely there, Joe. Sorry about all that, but we'll get the show on the road here momentarily. But, of course, it is a very exciting race to see here at Bristol. But with Ed Shearer Jr. and Johan Seminario on the front row, it's going to be exciting.
That's right. Let's do this grid nice and fast. Ed Shearer Jr., Johan Seminario, Scott Healy in 3rd, PB Henry in 4th, Mark Sanchez in 5th, Jeffrey Souza in 6th, Dave Fuge Jr. in 7th, Justin Levine in 8th, Jordan Sailors in 9th, and Lou Christian in 10th.
Moving on through the field is going to be Kyle Fountain and Reese Schaefer in that next row, followed by Kyle Westwood and Chris Hudson. Moving on down the field, we'll find Ethan Ethel and Kyle Gerlach, and then, of course, as they work their way through, is Kevin Zozak and Robert Besaw. And, of course, Jay Salmon, Charles Shakic is moving on to the next row. And then finally, as we get on through, is Chuck Burley and David Slaughter.
After that, we have Kalen Mitchell, 23rd, Dakota Jorgensen, 24th, Art Nicotera, 25th, Corey Saucier, 26th, On the inside, Nicholas Schell, 27th, Cameron King, 28th, Scott Shorter, 29th, and Jake Hickson, 30th.
Moving on is Todd Parent and Tom Ringer moving on towards the back half of the field. And then as we work through is Joseph Kazi and Sammy Harrell. And then, of course, it'll be Chris Vincent, Timothy Babcock right there from Middleburg, Florida in the Grid Vision car, and Chase Johnson rounding out the field.
Awesome. And the lights are off. We got some tire scrubbing going on at the front of the field here. It looks like Shearer Jr. is getting revved up and ready to go. Seminario, our current pole sitter for the evening, is getting ready to kick things off as well. I am interested to see how well these guys handle the start of tonight's race. Sometimes Bristol can get a little aggressive early on. We're looking to see some green flag racing here, and as things get strung out, we're going to be seeing lap traffic play a huge part in tonight's overall, on the impact of tonight's overall results.
Absolutely. Here at Bristol, it is all about you against the track. You do have to worry about the traffic, of course, later on, but it's going to be an exciting race here as they see the pace car make the hard left turn. We're about to go racing here at Bristol, baby.
There it is. We are go, go, go on Grid Vision, and there he goes, Johan Seminario, diving down to the inside to kick things off as everybody files in behind him here at Bristol.
Here they come through, and they're already 3 wide further back as they try to work their way through. Nose to tail, everyone trying to find their dancing partner as Justin Levine tries to work his way through the field.
Justin Levine on the, let's see, he's on the inside, outside, trying to get eyes on the air. Justin Levine, my camera is not set up right now. Let me fix that. There he is on the inside, defending on the outside from the number 2 of Lou Christian. Very, very close right now. Hot on his tail is Reese Schaefer, also there in the 97, that purple car. Fighting down on the inside, trying to get on the inside of Luke Christian, seeing if he can get there while we're still 2 wide, just a little bit ahead of him with Justin Levine.
Already there, you see the 36 trying to work his way around the outside and the side by side as the 64 machine tries to get his run going, and so far he can't make it stick as they come through the middle of turn 4.
The front, Ed Shearer Jr. has pushed into the first place position. Johan Seminario sliding back in, sliding up the field to block Jeffrey Souza just a little bit. Souza back on the outside. I think that he wants to hold on to that 3rd place spot that Luke Christian is challenging him for, but it looks like he's actually going to be a little bit more aggressive. Holding on to that outside line, I think he's trying to stay in 2nd place with it, but it looks like the geometry on the inside is just helping everybody catch up to him.
Field now works as we ride on board here with the machine of the Soaz machine as Shearer Jr. leads the charge up ahead as they already try to launch some laps here. So far so good, but that drive is going quite well for him as he comes through the middle of 3 and 4. Single file pretty much all the way back towards the top 10. You have to go outside the top 10 to feed the first side-by-side battles.
That's right. Those first side-by-side battles are a little bit of a hornet's nest right now. Yellow flag is out for the first time at tonight's race. Also, it looks like we got David Salter, potentially Joseph Causey, and Todd Parrott involved in something a little bit around the back portion of the track. I didn't quite see it from my camera angle initially. Let's see if we can get eyes on that situation.
Let's take a look here at the Grid Vision replay, and already you see the issue right about there. The contact between the 16 and the 28, and up in front of the field could not hold the brakes, making the big one happen here at Bristol.
That 28, that was David Salter there, who got a little bit wiggly, unfortunately causing that contact. Salter, Causey, Hickson, all going to be heading down. Kevin Zosiak, all heading down pit lane right now. Big bounce off the outside. There goes the 28. Yeah, what a hit. There's just nowhere to go here at Bristol. You've got a bit of infield, but it's not a lot. And if you go down there, there's a very good chance that if you're trying to save your car, you're going to come right back up.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide as we work our way through. We're going to go on board with Joseph Causey as he tries to negotiate through it, but unfortunately he will get collected up in it as he tries to go through the middle, but unfortunately gets collected in the big one.
Couldn't shoot the moon. Not this time. And the last great Coliseum has seen the scene of its first great battle tonight, or its first great clash tonight. I love the design of this track. I think it's really exciting to see the big bowl of people and everybody spectating from every direction.
Absolutely, as the field works their way around here, 11 laps have been completed. Still a long way to go, but of course, it's all about managing those tires here towards the end of this race. You want to make sure you hit your marks as best you can because this track will go through some changes as we progress further into the run.
That's exactly right. Speaking of tires, there are 4 sets in the pits right now waiting for everybody, and we've got only one stage break at lap 120. So with only 4 in the pits and 300 laps to go, your tire strategy is going to be a bit of everything here. This is the kind of track that can eat up tires on the outside, especially if you're really driving it hard. And we've seen a little bit of that so far. So wondering who's going to be falling off the fastest as things go. And right now, I think Jeffrey Souza, who has been driving really hard on the outside in that 96, he could be one of the first ones to see a little bit of fall off as things go on.
Keep an eye here on the action. We'll hopefully get to go back green flag racing here in a few moments and get themselves rolling here for another good green flag run. Still a lot of bit of racing left to go, Joe, but of course it is part of that time where we will see a lot of chaos in the early stages.
Yep. If you haven't practiced Bristol in a while, this is a good time to do it. Well, I guess this is a bad time to practice it, I should say. This is a good time though to see if your practice has paid off.
Field now works their way around to get themselves situated. And the lights are out on the pace car here, and we'll get ourselves ready to go racing.
After a quick stretch of the legs for the commentators and anybody at home who's watching. If you are watching at home, thank you for joining us here on Grid Vision. Be sure to send that link around. Let your friends and family know what you're watching on a Monday, Tuesday night. Great SSRL racing going on here. Pace car is off. Cars are in the zone, and we are go yet again.
Field now works their way through, and already you see a little bit of a checkup here as they work their way through out that second row, but so far they're going to go double file a little further back here. You see that 96 machine of Jeff Souza trying to get the outside lane going, can't quite make it work. He'll finally dip down into the third spot as we see Johan Seminario holding on to second. Here comes Reese Schaefer trying to get that outside lane working. He'll drop back into position as we see a couple of other cars trying to get that outside lane going here for them, but so far it's going to be close as we watch the Mad Sim Racing League machine trying to hold his way through. That's the 55 of Jordan Sailors going up to the top.
Jordan Sailors holding on to the outside. He's got plenty of room on the track right now, and Schaefer is giving him a bit of a squeeze, but is giving him enough of a gentleman's gap, I should say, that it's 2 lines right now too wide. It's not so much a bump and grind, but these 2 guys have not given up on holding on to each other's cars. Neither one seems to be willing to give or take here.
Field now works their way around the circuit here, side by side battle for position between Sailors and Schaefer as they work their way through. Schaefer on the bottom of the racetrack in that 97 machine trying to push him off corner exit, but so far Sailors will prevail on the outside lane as Justin Levine tries to find the opening as he works his way through. How about the 59 also making a bit of a run? That's Kyle Fountain who's trying to work his way through. Levine goes to the middle of the racetrack to try to get a run through off corner exit.
And he's got it. It looks like he's got it a little bit. He's got the 64 of Scott Healy on the back burner. Can he hold on to that outside, close to the wall? Almost a little kiss there. Not enough. Back down to the inside. His line is very wide here. He's crossing the entire racetrack every time he gets down to the corners, and he's holding on to his positions doing that. We're talking Justin Levine here in the number 1 Grid Vision car. He's holding on to that line, and he pushes now a little bit further to try to get up alongside the number 4. He's got it.
He does got it for the moment, but you see right there as we have a new race leader, Luke Christian takes over the race lead as he passes Edward Shear Jr. for the spot. A beautiful pass right there to the inside in that number 2 machine as he's starting to stretch out the race lead away from the competition as here comes Johan Seminario to the inside trying to get a run on the bottom of the racetrack. Levine right there in the catbird seat, but so far Edward Shear Jr. trying to hold on in the 45.
Shear Jr., Lou Christensen, Shear Jr. and Seminario previously heading up this race, now taking a bit of a back seat. Behind them, pandemonium going on right now with a whole bunch of 2-car, 2x2x2 situations. But up in the front, it's Ed Shearer Jr., Johan Seminario chasing down Lou Christian, who's been charging ahead in the race so far. 9 positions total for Lou Christian early in this race. And if you want to get a good position at Bristol, you're going to want to get ahead, stay ahead. And so Lou Christian could have figured out the move, but that's a yellow flag. Yellow flag number 2.
David Fuge Jr. in that number 22 Ford had a big issue right here. Significant damage to the nose of that Mustang, and that is unfortunate. Let's take a look at the replay, though, here, Joe. And as they work their way into turn 1. And he get loose off. No, actually, he gets some help from the 18 of Corey Saucier. Saucier loses it off of turn number 2, and unfortunately for David Fuge Jr., just had nowhere to go. Unfortunate for him. So we're right on board with Saucier right here, right about off corner exit. You see the car get a little bit light off there. Kale happy, and unfortunately he could not save it, collecting David Fuge Jr.
Yep, the 2 of them just going for a ride down to the inside. That's going to bring up our second yellow of the race so far. Kind of what I expected, kind of not what I've expected. We've had some good runs a little bit here and there. These guys seem to know the track very well, but it can get up and it can really sneak up on you, especially when you're got your heightened situational awareness going. You might lose track of the weight of the car on the field, and that looks like it's exactly what happened there to Corey Saucier. Just lost track of how much weight he was throwing around, and it just bit him. Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate indeed here, but as we work our way through, I'm going to be interested to see how this will all play out for some of these drivers here. We're going to see none of the front runners coming down pit road right now. If you want to try to break it up right, I would say try to go anywhere between 75 to 100 laps. I mean, we know the fuel can make it about 100 plus laps, but you also got to throw in the factor that those tires, they're going to start fading off pretty late, early into their run before they need fuel. So I'm going to have a feeling we're probably going to see them come down anywhere between 60 to 80 laps here before we see that first round of pit stops.
Gotcha. 60 to 80 laps, and that's going to be when you think they're going to take tires and gas, I'm guessing?
That's what be my guess.
Okay. Just taking notes in my little notebook. I'm trying to be a professional broadcaster here, and I'm holding on to some information. 60 to 80 laps, he says. I think that sounds appropriate, considering the tire situation at Bristol is really going to be dictating a lot of that, and not the gas tank, like you just said. Do we have a... let's see. I just saw potentially someone under green have an issue. Nope, I don't think so. We're still good to go. Got the pace car going around soon, and the lights will be back off, and we'll be getting ready to go here. And right now, there go the lights. That means next time around, we're going to be green yet again here on Grid Vision. Lou Christian out in front, Shearer Jr., Seminario behind him, rounding out your top 3.
Curious to see how this will all play out amongst the field here now as we see some new drivers trying to work their way up through the field. I'm curious to see what these drivers will do. We saw how Lou Christians was able to make that inside lane work and make a great pass for the race lead, but can Edward Shearer Jr. or Johan Seminario capitalize on it and find their way to get back up in front of the field? That's going to be the question we're going to find out here as they come out of turn number 4 to take the green flag, and Lou Christian, shot out of a cannon, takes the lead once again by about a car length heading into 1.
That's what you love to see. A nice restart. So far, so good as we get around 1 and 2 into the backstretch, going into 3 and 4. Sneaks up on you real fast here at Bristol. The guys up in the front have gotten the first 3 cars in a row. The 4th car is in a row, too. Just about. Looks like that outside line is still really attractive to Jordan Sailors, who just doesn't want to give it up. Mad Spartan Sim Racing Zone. He's got his line on the outside, and he's sticking to it. Justin Levine on the inside in the 1. He's in the quarter panel just barely during some of these turns, but he can't quite get ahead to get in front of that car. So right now it's going to be Sailors for 4th, Seminario for 3rd, and that's the way it's going to stay unless something happens and Jordan Sailors messes up that line.
Sailor's really trying to get that outside lane working as best as he can as he works his way through around the circuit. And as they work their way around, we will see what Seminario will do on the bottom of the racetrack. A couple of other cars going to the top side of the racetrack, side by side, a little further back in between. Justin Levine in a 2x2 sandwich right there as they come off of turn number 2. And so far, they'll go back single file at the 59 of Kyle Fountain, the 97 of Reese Schaefer, trying to get that outside lane working.
Yeah, Kyle Fountain getting that help there from Reese Schaefer. Fountain up into the wall just a little bit, potentially, but Schaefer still on his tail, willing to help him out a little bit. Stuck back there in the dirty air, unfortunately, but these cars have pretty good aerodynamics from what I understand. Does that seem accurate?
And it does seem accurate. We're going to see how things will continuously change, though, as we get further and further into this race. I have to say a lot is going to have to be made adjustment-wise, and we're going to see a lot of changes here.
Speaking of changes, Kyle Fountain has found the line on the outside, has pushed ahead, and he's moved his way up into third as Jordan Sailors takes second.
Second right there for Sailors. He's really making that outside lane, the middle lane work out very well for him. Same thing with Reese Schaefer as he will move up into the 4th spot. Throw in Kyle Westwood, new face up to the top 5 as he gets around Edward Shear Jr. Now that outside lane is really good for those opening laps, but the problem is it will burn up those tires pretty quickly as
we got a spin.
Trouble.
Yeah, we had a brief bit of trouble.
Yeah, Johan Seminario and company. Oh, the big one once again strikes here at Bristol.
Oh, don't drive forward, my friend. That's where the cars are.
You hold the brake.
You hold the brake till everybody drives past you, and you go whoopsie doopsie, and then you get in line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, who are we watching here? Who are we giving it to?
We're about to find out here.
All right. Eyes on a car whose number is incredibly hard to see. I think that's the number 4.
Number 4 machine?
Yep, Chuck Burley.
Chuck Burley. And hold the brakes. No, don't come back across the track.
Oh, Chuck. Well,
Chuck.
Yeah, unfortunate situation. Let's see how that happened a bit closer up here again.
He goes up the track a little bit right here, and then he doesn't check up, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were checking up because of the guys on the inside, and he just didn't see it. Unfortunate. It's 2 down on the inside. I thought maybe we were going to stay green in that situation, but looks like we are going to have another 3rd lap around with the yellow, and I'm going to send it to a commercial. We'll be right back here on Grid Vision. Stick around.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking.
Welcome back, folks. The pace car is off, and we are about to go green yet again. There they go here on Grid Vision, covering the Thunder Valley 300, the Spartan Sim Racing League Master Series race here tonight. I am now joined in the booth by Sheldon Atkins. Taylor's left us, and Sheldon has stepped into his seat. Hi, Sheldon. Welcome to the booth tonight.
Good to be up here. Excited to watch another great race being put on here by SSRL. Currently, good launch for the two machine of Luke Christian. He's going to run away from the field here a little bit as Jordan Sailors and Reese Schaefer try to pick up the scraps, battling hard for second place. And a little bit side by side, a little bit further back, Kyle Fountain racing against the 64 machine, Scott Healy, but Fountain up into the fence out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I've been watching that happen to Kyle Fountain a couple of times here. He gets very close to the fence when he gets on the outside line, and sometimes I just think he wants to write his name on it, so he gets super close. And I think there's got to be a bit of strategy there, obviously, but it's not going to help him much if he's going to be bouncing off of it.
Out in
front, though.
Real tight battle up in front. Reese Schaefer just about got into the 55 machine, and Jordan Sailors coming out of turn number 4. Schaefer trying to muscle it in on that inside line to try and get that 55 up out of shape to try and take the second place position. Doing a really good job working, keeping that momentum up in the center. Normally you see that outside line just dig right by, but 97 machine doing a great job holding it down on the inside.
Alrighty. Looking down now here, the Jordan Sailors is shooting forward, looking for that second place spot. The 97 of Reese Schaefer still holding on to it, though. Sailors has been using this outside line the entire race, along with Kyle Fountain behind him. The two of them really making use of it, driving hard, and it's gotten them positions, but I got a feeling, and we talked a little bit earlier, Taylor mentioned, this is going to be a thing that eats up their tires. If they're sitting up there on the outside just gaining position after position, tires are going to come into play a lot sooner than any of them want to. The fall off is going to be huge. So these cup cars can drive on these tires for a good long time. As we saw during some of the road racing I covered over the weekend, cup cars with good setups, their tires can last a lot longer than you think they can. But on a track like this, it's just way too short and way too violent for them to last any longer than they're going to.
Yeah, that top line will absolutely chew the tires off. And you're seeing right now the 97 machine of Reese Schaefer. He's so fast right now because he's been committed to the bottom since the green flag came out on this run. Got him right to the back bumper of the 2 machine. Now he's just trying to use a little bit of geometry to his advantage here to try and build a run down the straightaway to get that car down to the inside or up to the top of the 2 machine to make it a little bit harder for him to be able to squeeze the throttle and for him to try and shoot the gap and go to the front. They're looking pretty strong, but falling back already. You see the outside line doing its thing to those right fronts, kind of pushing that 97 machine back a little bit as the 2, Blue Christian, is still trying to spread his legs and stretch his legs and run away here.
Yeah, well, he's got it. Up at the front, Luke Christian's got things taken care of. He's now meeting the back of the pack. Here come the lap cars for the first time. Luke Christian making the pass on the 74 of Scott Schroeder. Ooh, into the wall goes Christian. Doesn't cost him much, but he is going to bounce off of it, get back into his lead position a little ways further back. Sailors still on the outside. He's passing PB Henry now on the inside. Ooh, a little bit of traffic, though.
Oh, got a caution. Car around, further in the back.
Kalen Mitchell and Nick Shell.
Oh, hard hit. The 18 machine didn't even remotely try to brake there from the looks of it.
Somebody installed some ARCA brakes in that car.
Oh, hard hit. That 67 machine wasn't killed before. It damn sure is now.
Yeah, that engine. I don't see any smoke, but that's a heavy hit. Let's see what happened here. That's the 67 going around. He takes a hit. It spins him right up into the wall.
The 8 machine bounces off the fence, comes down and collects Mitchell. And
Wham.
bam, just massive impact to the front of the 18 machine.
Yeah, huge crash.
That was about full speed right there. I think they were back to the gas or exit there.
That was Corey Saucier with that chiropractic adjustment.
This might show it a little better because this on board with Saucier here, and it's likely they couldn't really see what was going on because there were so many cars kind of jammed down there at the bottom. Yeah, the A pillar kind of blocks the view of the 67 machine until the 18's already committed to the corner.
Yeah,
Definitely
he
could
must
have
have had
slowed
eyes
it
on the
down,
inside.
but not much. The caution was well out too. Yeah, we should probably certainly mention that. Look at that. Justin Levine sitting here in the top 10.
Right there at the very bottom of it. If we look over things now, let's talk about who's been doing the hardest driving during tonight's race so far. We're only about 64 laps in to 300. And we've already got a few guys who are trying to get some of those early lead positions taken care of. Reese Schaefer up 10 places. Dakota Jorgensen, he's in 9th. He's up 15 places from where he started. A little further back, Tom Ringer up 18 places. And the hardest charger in the evening so far, Chase Johnson, who's up 20 places in 15th right now.
Don't talk about Dakota there in the 8 machine. Doesn't really surprise me to see him flying through the field. That's a name I recognize seeing a lot in A Open and B Open throughout the years, and always pretty good on those long runs and kind of sneaking himself in there. Kind of a quiet driver, but a lot of talent behind the wheel of that 8 machine, especially on these short tracks.
Yeah. And if we take a look at my magical list here, while we're talking about Dakota Jorgensen, excuse me, I want to make sure I get that right. Favorite car is the Camaro or the Nissan R34. And he's driving a Camaro tonight, I think, actually.
If there was an R34 to drive, that you guarantee would probably be in that, though. Combination. Eminem fan, Chase Elliott fan. Oh, kind of bandwagon here a little bit, but hey, more power to you.
We love to see it. Lights are off on the pace car. You know what that means, folks. Get settled in. If you got your popcorn ready, it's going to be time to hit some, because here we go. We're green again. Big jump off the line from our man Lou Christian.
Yeah, Lou showing how important maintaining control of the race is here at these short tracks. Get such a great launch. By the time everybody gets back to you, you're more than likely to have a caution before then. So
Absolutely.
Christian kind of in the catbird seat.
You got some cars that just came off pit road that were down on the inside during that launch. A couple guys behind now. It looks like the guys from about 24 back are on the previous lap right now. Of course, this being Bristol, the gap between the first 23 cars is a mere 8 seconds.
And now you're watching the battle between Healy and Font, or watching Healy work himself past the, what was that, the 25 machine of PB Henry? Yeah, it's about a 4th. Oh, my bad.
There we go.
Gotta get these paint schemes figured out here in my head. Here we are,
It's
watching
all right.
Healy going toe-to-toe with Schaefer out of turn 2.
It's gonna get me. It's gonna get me too. I gotta remember what people look like in the truck series, and then if they change their paint. So I'm with you.
Healy with a really good run there, getting him closer to the back bumper of the 2 machine of Luke Christian. Looks like Luke Christian's finally got some pressure put to him. But you see that 64 machine get right up there to him coming into the corner. Good
He's
view
holding
from
on to the
back.
spot. They've got somewhat similar lines I don't know how hard Scott Healy is challenging Luke Christian right now. It looks like he's just sitting in behind him, maybe getting him to drive a little harder than he wants to. If he can drive Christian into the corner, there's a good chance he might overdrive the car, just on the nature of the track alone. Healy's got to be driving hard to keep up.
What I'm liking how the 64 machine does, he's a really good job keeping that thing right up against that seam, that transition from the asphalt to the concrete. Meaning that he's not having to make the car work as much as that 2 machine is up the hill just a little bit. Not putting as much load in the right front, doing a good job keeping those right front tires cool, keeping it nice and steady, letting the car rotate itself naturally. And I think that as we get later into the run, that 64 machine is going to get better and better. We saw how good he was last night in the truck. I'm expecting pretty much the same here tonight at Bristol.
Well, I think it's a good read right now. He's got the chops, and he's putting them straight to Luke Christian. Little ways back in this battle. Whoop, here we go. Let's stay at the front for a second because it looks like Healy might be trying to make his move. Just for a second there, he got down on the inside of Christian. He's looking for it. He drives hard into the turn, but then he just loses a little bit of speed at the apex, and it doesn't quite have the exit.
You can see the 2 machine at Christian. Oh, we got another caution on the track.
Oh, wow.
Huge contact here.
Lot of red going by. Well, let's see what happened there. Got a couple of names involved here that sound familiar. People we were just talking about. Eyes on Chase Johnson. Wow.
I want to see the onboard. That was weird.
Quite the snap. It didn't really look like the car got out from under him. It looked like it was a jerk of the wheel almost. As he gets up, spins around, collects a few other cars too, including Fuge Jr.
See everybody else pile in trying to avoid it.
Let's see what happens here.
Here.
Huh.
I've seen people knock that fence thousands of times here at Bristol. I've never seen somebody get sent off like that. There had to have been some kind of net code between him and the car behind him or on the inside, because that was a huge snap with just a little bit of walk contact. Oh, there it is.
He got
right
hit.
There. He got help.
He got sent. Yeah.
Who is that? The 00 machine?
Van Shake.
That's one of those deals where I just don't think that he was expecting the machine in front of him to slow down as much as it did. Wasn't expecting the wall contact. Closing rates just significantly faster.
Yeah, if you want to talk though about that wreck, who was the real pinball during that? It was definitely Kyle Gerlach.
See, that's toe link. That's toe link there. Probably another one. Maybe he's had the alignment knocked out so bad that it's knocked back in. It's got to be a thing, right?
Like getting an alignment. I already made the chiropractor reference earlier, but I'll make it again here.
That's a hard hit on the left front, and the right rear and left rear. I mean, he got every corner of the car. You see that left rear tire completely knocked out there, though. That's going to be basically the night for him. Are they still wrecking? What just happened there? Oh. I was scared.
More wrecks.
We had a Ward Burton knee pad situation happening here.
What is that?
Dale Jr. may or may not have dumped Ward Burton here in 2002, and Ward Burton climbed out of the car, waited a lap for him to come back around on the caution, and yanked his knee pads off and tried to throw him through the window.
Huh.
If you want to watch probably the best Bristol race to ever happen in NASCAR history, check out the 2002 Sharpie 500.
Oh, okay. I
There
do
were
like the NASCAR classics.
more fights and arguments in that race than I think I've ever seen in my life. There was helmet tosses, knee pads being thrown, middle fingers flying. It was amazing. And we had Alan Bestwick and BP in the booth. I really, yeah, as our producer said, 9-year-old Sheldon learned so much, and you're absolutely right. That's why I'm the man I am today.
Well, let's see who learned something about the last green flag stretches. Here we are. Going around, Luke Christian leading the pack. Scott Healy hot on his heels. Reese Schaefer right behind there. And on the inside, it's Kyle Fountain keeping Schaefer honest. But Fountain's going to hold on to the outside with Justin Levine right behind him.
Oh, I think Healy caught the fence a little bit there in 3 and 4.
Oof. Yeah, I just barely missed that. Kyle Fountain still trucking. He's hit the wall a couple of times now. I think he just did it again.
That just goes to show how durable these next-gen cars are. See him going toe-to-toe now. Levine working that bottom line, trying to keep those tires cool, but trying to make those inside line moves. It's so difficult to clear somebody on the bottom, but when you do it, the best feeling in the world. But Fountain doing a really good job holding up that outside line and kind of being a rolling chicane for him. And here comes the 25 machine of PB Henry diving deep down into the corner. A little too deep, just about lost it coming out of 4 there.
Ooh, big slides. Change up from Levine. He goes from the outside to the inside now. He's got the inside line fast. Here comes the yellow flag again, though. Signs are pointing to Dakota Jorgensen.
Jorgensen. Buddy, no.
We're just talking very positively about his performance so far.
Get up there in the gray. Looks like the car just snapped right around on him, and he never got it back.
Yeah, you saw the lines pop out.
Just barely kisses the inside wall, but I guarantee you that's not really going to be much of anything to hold him back.
Well, we've got a comment from YouTube. Robert Yost calling this the Don't Die 300. That is about it.
Well, at least it's not the 500 like we had earlier this year.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't think we were ever going home on that one. Good break for Jorgensen, too, though. Staying ahead of the leader there after that spin, just by the skin of his teeth. Going to get his lap back here with the wave around, I do believe.
Just barely. Let's see what happens. This is caution 5 of tonight's race, I believe.
What's our over-under tonight?
I almost said the same words. What do you think our over-under is? We're at 100 laps, roughly. We got 5 cautions right now at 100 laps, 300. That means the over-under should be somewhere around 15.
Yeah, so this is a rough one, right? Like, this is a really good league with a lot of talent. But a lot of talent comes with a lot of egos.
I was about to do the same thing. Our producer said 12 for the over-under. I was going to do the same number.
It's Bristol. And, as we just saw there, even when you're not racing aggressive, trying to, door somebody, you can still find a way to get the car slipping out from under you. I'm going to go back to your original bid. I'm going 15. I'm feeling dicey.
All right. And in the nature of the Price is Right rules, I'll take 13. Lowest without going over.
I'll take $1. I'll go $1.
I'm changing the over-under rules to just over.
Yeah. Chat's going to go with a heavy over with a 20. Cautions on the night.
All right.
I would cry. Please don't let that happen.
Yeah, what are you trying to do to us over here?
Love Bristol. I don't like Bristol at 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, I like Bristol too. I think it's a fun track to watch a race at, even given that it's been a little bit more dangerous than your average track. But I also want to see it going faster than 45.
Yeah, absolutely love the short tracks. Love running them. Watching them just makes me sad I'm not out there.
And the lights are out on the pace car. There goes Jorgensen with his lap. Let's wave around. Bad timing, though, with the cars coming out of the pits. All right. Coming around the back stretch, lights off. Up at your front, it's Luke Christian, Scott Healy, Reese Schaefer, Kyle Fountain, and Justin Levine for your top 5. Pace
what
cars
Billy
off
can do
here at the last great Coliseum. Green flag is waving, and we are go again.
That's a really good launch for Christian, and it worked out really well for him, too, because you see Healy getting stuck on the outside line with Schaefer going down to the bottom, trying to bring a challenge in for second place. Healy going to clear coming out of turn 4, though, and get one heck of a run down the front straightaway. It's going to pretty much evaporate the gap that the two machine put on him there at the start.
Yeah, he's getting back up into the two machine pretty easily. Reese Schaefer was unable to put any pressure on Scott Healy to stick around, though, in the battle for third. Healy said, nope, I'm clearly second place here. Schaefer right behind him. He's got the outside line now. Levine on the outside. Levine on the outside followed not necessarily closely, followed a few car lengths back by Kyle Fountain. Still on the outside himself, trying to do something there. Johan Seminario on the inside of all of this, holding on, riding that geometry down by the white line, and he's side by side right now with Kyle Fountain. Can't seem to get ahead of him.
Here comes
Just
Levine.
barely holding on.
Levine moving it up into third place with one heck of a power move at turn number 3. You get clear over the 97 of Schaefer. They're still side by side behind him.
And it's still Seminario back there with Kyle Fountain side by side behind Reese Schaefer. They haven't given up that battle yet. Schaefer still on the outside. Seminario determined to make that inside line work for him. Here comes Justin Levine. Side by side with Scott Healy every once in a while as soon as we hit these turns. Healy can't get down any lower thanks to Levine. He's driving his car hard on the outside line. Just can't squeeze him.
The longer that he stays up there on that outside line, the more of a disadvantage he's going to be at. And the longer Levine stays down to the bottom, the more of an advantage he's going to have. You see him go up to the top, swing in from the top rope, trying to get a run down the back straightaway. Not able to make anything materialize, though. Going for a second shot at it here in 3 and 4. And it's going to be a lot more beneficial here. Right to the door coming into turn number 1. Levine going to try for the slide job. And he's going to do it. Levine up to P2.
He gets it. I saw him, hint at it, and then he was able to secure the bag. No problem. Good P2 for Justin Levine. He's a half second off of our leader right now. Lou Christian. Christian about 2 car lengths ahead, about 1 car length ahead now.
And look at how much time Levine has put between him and third place Johan Seminario. Seminario going to clear for third, and here comes Levine to the back bumper of the 2 machine of Lou Christian.
I bet Seminario is happy to be finally leading that pack as it looks like Reese Schaefer falls back a little bit. Kyle Fountain falling back even further as he's stuck behind a couple of cars there. Joseph Causey working his way into the front. He's 27 places up, driving hard after his crash earlier.
Oh, here we go to the top line in turn number 1. Levine.
Rewind
the
behind
outside
him.
of the race leader here. Going to battle hard into turn number 3. Levine staying up on that outside line. Luke Christian down on the bottom. No dice for Luke Christian, though. Levine's going to pull away and gap him coming into turn number 1.
Gaps him really well. Jeffrey Souza in second, staying tucked in behind Justin Levine. Doesn't want to let go. Here comes Seminario. He's challenging former race leader Luke Christian for his third place spot. Seminario tucked in behind, down to the inside. He's got the speed. He's in the quarter panel. Let's see what happens on the exit. Not quite enough for Seminario, but I think he's going to have it here pretty soon. Right behind him, it's Joseph Causey as we have a battle for the lead going on right now here at Bristol.
Souza down to the inside of Levine here to turn 1. Been like this for about a lap and a half now. Levine doing everything he can to hold up that top line and be a rolling chicane, trying to get that 96 machine to burn his stuff up. Levine with a little bit of advantage coming out of turn number 4, going to pull Souza into turn number 1, but here comes Souza fighting back again on the inside. This is what we're talking about. It's so difficult to pass when you're on that inside line and somebody knows how to work the top here at Bristol. And Levine really good here at Bristol. This is a track that plays in his favor. You see Souza just barely gapping in front of him here. But still not able to do anything. And here comes Causey.
Yeah, Causey's hungry for it. Yep, he was wrecked earlier, but that hasn't slowed him down, obviously. He got back on his feet from that really fast on the lead lap. Still in third place, but he is challenging hard for second. He's staying on the inside while it looks like our man Levine is going to stay on the outside. It's a good spot for Levine to be in because he can challenge Souza and block Causey at the same time.
Here's the question: when is Causey going to try and take it 3 wide, or is he going to let these two settle it out?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Top now. Going for a little bit of a diamond approach here, but you see still side by side the 96 machine of Souza stuck in a gridlock battle with Levine. Levine's going to lead lap 115 though.
I've got a feeling that Causey is going to follow Souza if he's got the speed to pass. He's looking for who's got the speed to pass right now, and I think he's trying to pick his horse. It looks like he settled into the back row, down to the inside.
Almost took it 3 wide, but thought better of it.
Right behind him, Kyle Westwood holding on too, getting closer and closer. The longest these two guys at the front battle. Here comes a lap car. The 69 of Todd Parent split in the middle.
He's going to give it to Levine, but here comes the 88 machine of Causey up on the outside now. Is he going to be able to clear Souza?
Looks like it might be. Looking up Green Flag Racing. We're going to run into the cars in the back, folks, and we just did for the first time. Spinning! It's Joseph Causey around! He saves it!
Souza with the helping hand to the left front quarter to keep that 88 machine from going completely around. But we got a caution on Speedway now.
And the yellow is out. That was stage 120. That is the stage caution, folks. We have hit 120 laps at Bristol tonight.
Wait, we missed the pass for the lead on the stage there. Somehow Westwood was able to snag that from Levine while we were watching them spin.
That was a lot of things were happening at the same time. I'll say that. But we did miss the pass there. Kyle Westwood going ahead and taking the lead.
Oh, Levine got super loose coming out of turn 2.
Yep, snapped up, lost a lot of his momentum, and that gave Westwood the lead. We're going to be right back here for more SSRL racing on Grid Vision, folks. Don't go anywhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience.
We're back, folks, on Grid Vision with some more green flag racing here. The race has just gotten started again here at Bristol. After the stage break, we're on lap 125 of 300. Justin Levine out in front. Right now holding on to the lead, Johan Seminario and Jeffrey Souza right behind him. Very good.
Here comes
He's coming
Fountain.
around.
Here's Fountain ripping
on the
that outside
outside
line. Going to move himself all the way up to second here. Picking off a handful of spots there in just one corner. Going to get him right up to the back bumper. The one machine of Justin Levine. Levine's still committed to that inside line, though. Trying to make that work, trying to save a little bit of tire. And it's going to move Fountain up here to the lead with a huge run down the back straightaway. He's going to clear Levine through 3 and 4.
He's got it. Kyle Fountain now taking the lead 10 places up from where he started. That outside line finally paying off, but pretty soon he's going to have to change that tune. We lost our stage leader, Kyle Westwood, fell back to 13th place. I wonder what happened there. Maybe a pit stop penalty.
Bristol, people get on some really weird strategies. See Westwood though fast, working the outside line, getting past Joseph Causey here.
He had the speed earlier. He'll have it again, hopefully, as we keep going around. Causey down to the inside. Westwood outside. He's going to make the pass in the 43 of Chris Hudson. There it is.
Westwood coming off a strong second-place finish last night in the trucks. Good feeling to have speed, especially when you come to 2 entirely different tracks with entirely different cars, and just happen to be good in both of them. Good night for him. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood, yep.
Back up from that spin, sitting here in what I believe is the 11th position right now. Right behind Westwood. Good recovery.
We've had a couple of good bounce backs this evening from a couple of hits, but more, unfortunately, more hits than bounce backs. We had that almost spin. Joseph Causey got to 45 degrees and then came back. Let's see if anybody else can put on a nice, good recovery. And our leader, yeah, Kyle Fountain, he spun it around. And he was parked facing the wrong way on the track at one point. And now he's in the lead by a good stretch of almost 2 seconds ahead of Justin Levine.
Yeah, what's going on with your race leader, though, Fountain? I feel like that's a little taste of fool's gold, though. Up there charging as hard as he can, absolutely abusing those Goodyear Eagles, trying to pull a gap over second place Justin Levine, but that is going to come back and bite him on the hand sooner than not. You see the rest of these guys running nice, low and slow, kind of a single file Congo line on the bottom of the track. And you got that 59 just out there absolutely sending it lap after lap.
And he's tearing it up. And that tearing it up is going to tear him up in the end, as you said. But right now, he's just tearing up the track. And he's got that full 2 second gap ahead. We'll see how that pays off with his fortunes later on in the race.
You see it's cutting down really quick right now, too. E.B. Henry
just put himself in the wall.
Pulled an impressive move to get past the one of Justin Levine. And now that 25 machine is starting to inch itself further away from that gaggle of cars behind him and really starting to put the pressure to the 59 machine of Fountain.
Yeah, he's closing the gap very quickly.
Yeah, he's closing from 2 seconds to just a second in less than 3 laps. The 25 machine's fast tonight.
25 machines fast. We got a couple fast machines tonight. Definitely Kyle Fountain. Definitely that 25. Able to set that pace. And the rest of the crew behind, they are taking that low and slow method. However, on the outside, the 8 machine, Dakota Jorgensen, he's had a couple of dings earlier, but he's still doing good. He's up 17 positions on the outside right now, holding on to that line just ahead of Reese Schaefer and Luke Christian.
You see Jorgensen up there working that outside line, going to get himself in front of Luke Christian, who led the vast majority of the opening laps of this race, kind of mired back in traffic through strategy. A difficult climb to get back through the field here at Bristol, but it can be done. It just comes down to how much you want to send it at the start of a run. see Jorgensen up there at 7th place. Everything kind of single file right now throughout the front half of the field. As you see, PB Henry starting to creep into the mirror now of your race leader, the Fountain. And it's he's closed that about 1.5 seconds down to 0.5 of a second, separating your race leader in 2nd place.
Big push to the outside. Kyle Fountain still holding onto that outside line.
Right on board with PB Henry, working that inside line. You see Fountain just about 1/4 of a car width up. It's not a whole lot visually, but it makes a lot of difference. You see Henry right down there, just able to hook that bottom line and get the drive all the way through the corner. He's going to just send it right here into turn number 3 and practically blow the doors off the 59. He's going to clear him. New race leader, PB Henry in the 25.
Like a rocket, PB Henry in the 25. That was a very fast pass. Very cleanly done. Now he's got a 1/2 second on Kyle Fountain.
Holy and Dynamite. Favorite movie. And a Molly Hatchet fan. Oh, big wreck in front of him, though. Oh, he's in the wall.
Whoa!
Oh, and that is going to be a race center. Did you see the rear end housing?
That's our man, PB Henry,
Oh.
former race leader.
Oh, my God. And that is how quick
Fortunes change.
your race can go from gold to toilet here at Bristol.
Big wheel keeps on turning, and it turned for PB Henry.
Man is known as business, thinking about tater tots, headed down at turn number 3.
Ooh,
And,
yeah.
I don't think he's eating his tots.
No, they're everywhere, all over the inside of the car.
See if we can't get on board here. Because I got a feeling this is going to be the jump scare of the night. Good. Okay, they're up at the top. I'll go low.
Ah!
No, I'm not.
No,
my
I'm not.
God.
Yep.
Look at how just torn up that rear axle is after that.
Let's see what caused that here. Ooh, big loose.
That's a huge overcorrection.
That was Robert Besaw. Big loose from Robert Besaw. Got wiggly. Collected 2 cars with him. There we are, eyes on Besaw.
Corner gets loose. Tries to get it cut, hooks it to the right, then the full car hooks entirely to the right, and just a passenger at that point.
Yeah. Momentum's going to carry you. And carry it did. Carried Besaw just down the track far enough to clip, at the time, the current race leader, PB Henry. PB Henry falling down to 17th or 21st place now.
It's going to be a long night of repairs before we can get that thing even back on the track, 'cause I can guarantee you that was a meatball.
Yeah. Yeah. No fast repairs here, folks.
Is going to hand the race lead back to Fountain. And Justin Levine's going to be working that outside line here on the restart. And Johan Seminario getting himself up to 3rd place. Good run for him tonight.
Not bad, not bad. Track temp is only 2 degrees or so warmer than it was when we started. It's getting a little cooler, though, in the air. And we've just crossed over under this yellow. We've crossed over the halfway point in tonight's race.
Yeah, you get green flag runs here at Bristol. This track just, the race flies by.
Absolutely.
Like watching this thing live in the summer, you know, sit down, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a nice long event. And then, you know, we end up not getting cautions the majority of the race. I just wish there was more, but then you get those races where they just wreck all the time, and you're like, man, can this be 200 laps shorter?
I think this is our 7th caution. 6th or 7th, one of the 2.
These guys have done a great job keeping it predominantly clean at one of the most difficult tracks on the circuit. Keep it clean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. The green flag running that we've had tonight has been really, really good. Good Class A NASCAR racing.
You look at the field here. It's not shocking. A lot of talented drivers here, but we're going green.
There we go. The flag is green, and they're off the line again, but this time it's a battle at the beginning. No clear win for Kyle Fountain as he's battling it out right now. Justin Levine, though, sneaking in and taking the lead from everybody, with Johan Seminario right behind him on the inside.
Yeah, Fountain just got snookered right there just because he had Levine on his outside on that restart. Can't think of many people that put in more time and effort just trying to figure out restart protocol. As the boss man out there in front, but Seminario doing a really good job hanging with that grid vision machine right in tow, and Fountain still not getting up to fight on the outside though. Going to get a huge run down the back straightaway, almost going to get to the quarter panel with Levine. But he's going to get there here in 3 and 4. I would expect that car to be keeling over by now, but so much power on that outside line for the 59.
He's doing it. He's doing it just right. Justin Levine, though, is following that same line that the rest of the cars behind him have pretty much been following. Once they get into their groove, you go out to the outside, dive it back down in on the turns. And it's been working out for him. Behind him a little ways, on the outside, Dakota Jorgensen sneaking his way up. He's using the outside line with Kyle Westwood.
Jorgensen running that middle line. Westwood going all the way up against the fence. Clips the fence a little bit, killing that momentum going into the corner. Allow the 8 of Jorgensen to breathe a little easier here. And he's just about single file sorted out for the time being. You see Joseph Causey down to the inside, though, trying to make something work against the 64 machine of Scott Healy, but Healy going to use that top line to rip right by him.
Causey's still falling back a place or two here, unfortunately, as it looks like Van Schaik's going to pass him on the outside. Van Schaik moving up towards Healy.
Yeah, a lap down and in a wreck about a half hour ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Crazy how fast things can change here at Bristol.
I was going to say, that's Bristol for you. When you can get back on the lead lap with just some hard driving and good timing, even being spun around and a lap down can result in you getting back where you were, or back where you deserve to be in this case. With some solid driving.
Ed Scherer Jr. here, right behind the battle of Scott Healy and Schaefer. Healy going to get the move on the outside line and blow right by him. I think Healy's got a really good car tonight. If he can just get up there and get in control of this thing, he could absolutely lock this thing up. Because we saw how good he is at tire management last night, and here at Bristol, it's even more important.
All right, coming down now.
Westwood in a battle right now. 96 machine. Get my eyes with me. There was Souza.
That's Jeffrey Souza. Souza down on the inside, can't quite keep the speed to keep up with Westwood. Or excuse me.
Yeah, Westwood's gonna get a really good launch down the straightaway here, though. Still gonna be dead even coming into the corner with Seminario, but here he comes. Westwood moves up to P3. And I am so impressed that the 59 machine of Fountain is still up here at the point of this thing, because he was just absolutely stabbing the tires every corner.
Really?
On that last run, and he is still full send every second of every lap here. Oh, that was almost a bad deal for Levine.
Almost. Westwood, though, looking a little bit loose as well.
He's looking dead loose. Get a camera inside that car and watch him swat flies, because that thing is trying to come around.
Here we are on board with Kyle Westwood.
Saw a lot of this in the NIS and the A Opens earlier this year. Bristol get really slick and really slidey coming out of the corners. You're seeing them fight it. Not much, but it's there. Got to back down the pace a lot.
keep the thing under him.
Healy. Tight on the tail of Justin Levine. The lead cars right now are in a nice clean 1, 2, 3. Fountain still using that outside line.
Yeah, at this point in the run, as long as he's been up there, there's no opportunity for Fountain to really get down the bottom, make a dig, as he gets really loose coming across the start-finish line and almost loops it in front of second and third. Good job to save it, but here comes Levine charging down to the bottom, going to send it deep into turn number 3. Not able to make it stick to make a pass, though. It's a matter of time before the 59 machine's right rear tire runs out. Levine is able to work his way past him. No, but the lap cars.
Ooh. That was a bad move, as they say. Quickly 3 wide as the lap cars all try to get down to the inside to get out of the way. Here come the Chargers.
See the 59 ripping all the way against the fence. No cushion here, though. Unfortunately, as you see the 64 machine of Scott Healy get down to the inside. Neck and neck. Oh, another big slide for Fountain's going to give the lead to Healy. Coming to 1 and 2.
Fountain is not looking very stable right now. A couple cars bouncing off the wall there, I think, a little bit. But Fountain just on the edge of stability. I think it's only a few minutes here of laps before he's in a situation where he's thinking about putting the car in and pitting.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're stuck with what you got here at Bristol. The fuel run is so long that if you pit, you're just going to be trapped, especially if you get a caution multiple laps down. So unfortunately, Fountain's just got to figure out a way to deal with it. You see him getting back to him now. Still able to work that outside line. Under pressure from Levine, but not so much that he's, in trouble here. Oh, but a huge hit to the wall coming out of turn number 4, and that will just about shore it up for Levine to get to the inside and clear him.
Here it goes. There's the clear. Battle for the lead going on right now, though. Scott Healy making the pass. Justin Levine's there.
A lap car, Mr. Producer.
It was exciting, though. That's Chase Johnson's car, the 57 that looks just like Kyle Fountain's. They have very similar livery on tonight.
Hey, one of the other guys y'all talked about tonight that was racing with the exact opposite direction of where it was. Need some holy water up here in the booth or something, because this curse is getting a little much.
I'll find an exorcist. Do people still use the yellow pages for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
if they even still exist, that's true. Up there at the
man,
front.
it's about to be 3 wide here. And unfortunately for Fountain, he's just kind of stuck there behind his teammate, and he can't really get anything done. Already struggling with a loose condition. That's going to move Souza up here into the 4th place, and here comes Lou Christian back up into the fray, up into the top 5.
Christian's able to get outside of the traffic behind him with Kyle Fountain and Chase Johnson holding things up on the outside line. Fountain trying to get around Johnson. It looks like Johnson's not really getting too out of the way. Oh, now he's falling back. Big block from Johnson on the leading cars, and that's going to give Kyle Fountain the room he needs.
It's not so much a block as it is, hey, I'm holding you up, teammate, and I know I need to get out of your way.
Oh, I thought maybe because he went down to, down in front of Joseph, or in front of...
No, he's just trying to find a way through here, but the problem when you're lapped down and you're off pace and the car's kind of torn up is there's nowhere to go at Bristol to really get out of everybody's way. Somebody's going to lose a little bit of time just for you being out there, unless you go all the way down to the apron, but nobody wants to do that because that'll just put you multiple laps down after a handful of laps doing it. So
that makes a lot
Martin
of
driving
sense.
forms, unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah. Westwood right now side by side with Fountain. Fountain still holding the outside line, but he's losing speed behind him. It's
big
Ed
slide
Shearer
for Westwood.
Jr. Yeah, Westwood just lost the speed. Shearer Jr. taking that spot from him to resume the battle with the 59 machine.
Shearer Jr. diving it down in with a huge slide job, sending it in deep and getting it to stick. Here comes Causey, going to try a little bit of the same.
Can he do it? He can't go up to the outside. Causey holding on to the inside line. He's getting snuck up on by Reese Schaefer, though. It looks like Schaefer's trying to use Kazi's speed to his advantage, sticking with him down on the inside. Ooh, wide behind him. That's Kyle Fountain.
Big slide.
Fountain bouncing off the wall, maintaining control, but losing a lot of that speed, as usual, when that kind of situation happens.
I swear, I think they passed that green car 40 times by now.
Yeah.
Not the night he was wanting.
No, unfortunately not.
Doing a good job keeping it in one piece, though, especially with all these. It's really difficult for lap car to avoid smoke in half the field. He's done a really good job of just rolling out of the way when these guys get to him. So respect there, because a lot of times that is not the case.
That's right. I believe that might be Chuck Burley in the green car.
Oh! Jorgensen around. Huge crash on the back straightaway.
Sammy Harrell around. Jorgensen around. That's going to be our next yellow. I believe that's yellow number 8 of the night. And let's see what happened. Ooh, just got loose again.
Round she goes.
That is the second slide of the night out of Dakota Jorgensen in a similar spot in a similar way. Unfortunate mix-up there for Jorgensen, but we're going to take this break, and when we come right back, we've got more racing from Bristol, so stick around, folks.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the...
And we're back up to lap 204 of 300. We're in the back stretch right now of the SSRL Thunder Valley 300 here on Grid Vision. I'm Joe LaCastro, joined by Sheldon Adkins and Austin Derbyshire, bringing you the best in iRacing content. The pace car is off. We are about to go again. And we're green. This time up at the front, though. Bit of a switch up. We've got Justin Levine leading tonight's race.
It'll be interesting to see what Levine can do with control of this thing. Just under 100 laps to go in it.
Levine up at the front.
Yeah, everybody getting single file pretty quick here.
They know what's up.
Trying to set themselves up for the long run. You gotta see that 59 machine of Kyle Fountain sending up there against that fence again, trying to do what he's done every run so far to get up to the front. Get up on that outside line and just dig.
Oof, he just dug the wall. That's the danger there. You get up there, you have just a little bit too much speed, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to bounce off that wall. He did it again. That is a risky strategy, I got to say, but the outside has been working for him so far.
Maybe something in maybe the steering offset or something. It's making it a little bit difficult for him to find center on the wheel. You know, the back straight. Sometimes you get just a little twitchy, and you know, if you got offset in the wheel, it can kind of throw you for a loop. Of course, as he goes down the straightaway, completely blows my theory completely out of the water because it was pretty straight.
Offset.
Just a little, yeah, right there.
Yeah, I don't see much offset there either, but I do feel where you're coming from in terms of how the setup can really adjust your estimation for even just an inch of space on the right side of the car. You don't get a lot of input over there.
Further back, see Westwood. Hornets has a car is right behind him, though.
The camera right now we've got is on Sailors.
Oh, we got
yellow
a yellow
flag is out. That's David Salter.
I think him and the pace car were involved there.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Salter, little wavy, up to the outside, waves it back down. Ooh, slams her into the tires.
I'm actually impressed. That was a caution.
Yeah, with an infield this small, maybe just that's the shock of that hit being so big and it being on one of the, I guess it was on a straight, not really a turn. Any way you slice it, that's, I think, caution number 9 as we approach our over-under numbers. Who's out there in front right now? That's Justin Levine. Let's get his bio up on the screen now that we've got him up here. He's had a hell of a race so far. 7 positions up from where he was previously when the race started. From Brooklyn, New York. Loves that Shrek.
The thing is, everything on that list I've known about this guy for years, so no breaking news to me, no changes. He's had more Dodge Challengers than I've had pairs of underwear at this point.
Oh man, well, Justin Levine, always good to see him on one of our broadcasts. Hopefully he's cranking some Nickelback right now to stay focused.
Our producer does not like Nickelback. That's a shame. So you don't like to look at this photograph, do you?
Never heard the Nickelback described as degens, but I'm into it.
They were kind of degenerates back in the day.
Well, it looks like we're still going to get 2 to go here. And I think that it looks like David Salter might be out of tonight's race after that. A heavy enough hit will take you out.
Yeah, a hit like that was so direct to the left side components on the suspension on that car probably knocked the toe out pretty bad. Probably received some required repairs. It's a easy way to get yourself sent home here.
Let's see. The lights are off. You know what that means. Buckle up. Get ready.
It is really nice to see the grid vision machine out here in the lead.
Always a good warm feeling.
You know, Darby's happy. He's just getting free advertisement over here.
Hey, we do a great broadcast and we do a great race too. There goes the pace car. Everybody's gearing up. They got an itchy ankle. And the ankles have twisted to hit the floor. There we go. Justin Levine out to the front. He's got Johan Seminario on the outside this time. Seminario has been a guy who's been on the inside of the track most of the time. I expect he'll be right back down there. There he goes. The number 2 of Luke Christian, also on the inside, outside right now. Scott Healy holding on to 3rd place, just in front of Luke Christian.
Scott Healy back to the bumper of the 56 machine, Johan Seminario. Right now, we look a little further back in the pack, though. Looks like Sousa's the first guy to go up there against the wall and try to rip the fence, trying to make a little bit of time. Just slide it back down to the bottom, though, tuck in line with everybody else, a little bit more of the same throughout the field. You guys knowing now how important preserving those tires is going to be for the end half of this race. You only got one shot now.
Speaking of saving tires and who's doing it, who's not, Art Nicotera right now is on the outside. He's burning them up a little bit, trying his best to stay ahead of Ed Shearer Jr.
Oh, a little bit of contact there at the wall. I think
That was Chris Hudson scraping the wall.
Pretty interesting looking paint scheme on that 43 machine.
I like it. I like the blue color.
And the old P-51 Mustang finish there on the side with the United States Air Force crest. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
That beautiful brushed aluminum finish.
It's riveting. Anyway. Okay, back to the race. Looking around a little bit, Jordan Sailors is still trying to use the middle line as well. The yellow is out. We got, whoa. Let's see what happened. That was the 91 getting spun just a little bit. Cameron King. Ooh.
Huge impact 42 machine.
Another situation where someone did not see the checkup coming or just couldn't get out. You said you don't have many places to go when you're throwing it around and you don't hit the brakes ahead of time. You're just going to drive right into somebody.
Watch it here. For the caution lights. Yeah, they were certainly out there with the car parked against the wall.
Yeah. Got to keep your situational awareness up. I know I've been guilty of flying past a few cars when the yellow's been out. You just don't want to fly
75.
into a car.
95 machine finds a way to catch himself in yet another incident, unfortunately. No fault of his own yet again.
Ugh, yeah.
Rough night for him. Yeah, that thing's torn up bad. You see it crabbing down there on the bottom line.
That's Kyle Gerlach's car. Let's see what happened to him here. Oh, just Mark Sanchez goes down and just pops the nose of Kyle Gerlach right into the wall.
No tacos this Tuesday.
No, we are out. Few things more disappointing than getting to the front of the line and they're saying they're out of tacos on Taco Tuesday. Except maybe this wreck right here.
Getting wrecked at Bristol.
Getting wrecked at Bristol is up there too, though. Wow.
And that right there, that 30 machine was just trying to avoid the wreck and ends up putting a little too much wheel into it at a compromising position on the track, and it just goes head on into the wall.
Yeah, when your only choice is to slam the brakes and come to 0 miles an hour or try to maneuver your way through it.
At that point, you can't even slam him. He was so close to the wreck to begin with.
Yeah. I always just think about the guy behind me. If I slam it, what's he going to do?
I just don't lift. I've done that. Nobody's on the track. Oh, a little bit of contact, a little bit further in the pack, though. Johan Seminario showing a little bit of displeasure. Just got Healy. What happened there?
Healy now.
Oh, they're
Now
both going
they're
at it here under
bumping.
caution. No words said in chat at the moment.
Nothing back and forth. A little bit of mean mugging maybe through the windows, but nothing we can see.
I heard a little bit of arguing when the caution first came out.
Very tight right now. The pace car is off, and we're about to get into the zone. Green flag is out, and here we go. We are green yet again. Very tight start up at the front of the field. Justin Levine, Johan Seminario, Luke Christian holding on to third on the outside right now with Scott Healy in fourth. Side by side for seconds, Luke Christian and Johan Seminario. Seminario holding on to the inside line. Luke Christian's able to stay on the outside. Can't quite get the speed is Seminario, and he's falling back a little bit. Christian challenging our leader, Justin Levine.
Luke Christian showed so much speed at the start of this race, and it seemed like it kind of fell off. Here he comes, working the top line around your race leader, Justin Levine, and he's going to get the position temporarily, but here comes Levine fighting back hard in 3 and 4. But Christian's going to get the drive off of turn number 4 and pull himself even further out in front of the race, in front of Justin Levine in the 1 car. Luke Christian, now your race leader here at Bristol.
Yeah, he got that. It took him a few turns to do it, but he was able to eke out that victory in the battle between Justin Levine. Holds on to it, and now he's back in first place where he was for most of stage 1.
New car is so good. Looks like he finally hit on those adjustments, what he needed as the track has progressed. Get him a good combination to get out here and try and go for the win. We'll see, though. Levine still hold on to that bottom line, just aggressively trying to save as much tire as he can.
And I'd say it's been working out for him so far. He hasn't had much drop off, Justin Levine. He's been driving a fast car too. So if he can keep the same strategy, then perhaps some of the hard driving that the number 2's been doing around him will finally pay off. But it does look like that. Go on.
Levine trying to go for a little bit of a diamond to build a little bit of a run down the straightaway, coming in low, letting the car slide up and trying to saw off the exit of the corner.
Got some action here with 2x2 going on. Joseph Causey on the inside right now with Jordan Sailors on the outside. Right behind them, it's Reese Schaefer and Chris Hudson. Causey really close there to Jordan
big
Sailors.
slide behind
with
him.
a spin
and
behind
around
him.
He goes. Back
He's
up
back on the track.
Brakes locked. Put it in reverse. Don't get hit. Back it up, Terry. What are you doing?
No! There we go. There we go, Art. All right. Well, just as we were watching that 2x2 battle right behind them, I believe that was the 17 of Art Nicotera. Just got out and loose. Came back up on the track and threw our yellow out. But it was going to be just him. Yeah, very good job keeping it off the track.
Such a good job for Art. Just keep that thing locked down, not try to drive himself out of it. Keeps it off the fence, keeps it out of traffic, most importantly.
That's a 1-car wreck.
Here we all come down pit road. Question is, who's going to throw a wrench in this thing and stay out? Now it looks like Schaefer's staying out. I think Ed Scherer Jr. right behind him as well.
Yep. 242 of 300.
97. That's a pretty slick looking hot rod too.
Those are our friends over at Pit Stop TV. That's a pretty slick. Looks like one of those solo jazz cups.
Kind of reminds me of like a fusion between the different color schemes that Kurt Busch drove for Roush back in the day. Kind of has that Sharpie look to it with the line work on the side of it, then the purple kind of reminiscent to the Crown Royal car that they ran all those years. And then you got Chad Little's number 97 slapped on the side of it. That's a name I didn't expect to be using tonight. Sick looking car though.
And we know the better it looks, the faster it goes. Basic
I wish
work
that was
rules
the
of painting
case.
a car.
Wish that was the case. I've done nothing but lose races since I did my born on date throwback paint scheme for the off season this year. But yeah, especially our producer, his I rating would be much greater than 2,000 with some of the beauties he pushes out of the paint booth.
Yeah.
Darby can paint a car, man. That is,
Might have to get him to
That's a
paint me
fact.
one. When I get back into racing. Right now the lights are off though. We're about to get back into racing.
what's that?
Pace car. And there's the green, and we are going again. This time out in front, Reese Schaefer is holding on to the lead with Ed Shearer Jr. just behind him. Bit of a mix-up from where things have been. This is the first lap that Schaefer will be on the lead for right now, but looks like he's got a little bit of a blink going on as he's vanishing from the track every once in a while.
He's just scaring the hell out of the rest of the field. It's a fun strategy to employ. Ed Shearer Jr. holding on to second place right now, but under heavy pressure from Jeff Souza. Souza dives it down to the bottom of the track trying to find momentum, but Shearer Jr. using that top line to really stretch that gap out on the back straightaway.
How can he do it? Souza keeps getting close on Shearer Jr.'s tail, trying to hold on. He's able to keep the pace with him, but it looks like Souza wants to use the outside line a little more than Shearer's letting him.
A little bit further in the back there, you saw Causey working himself past Johan Seminario. Speaking of incredibly talented painters.
We just had a spin into the wall that resulted in a green stick, and then the green staying out. I think that was either Jordan Sailors or Chris Hudson who just hit the wall.
I think that's Sailors in the 55 machine.
That was a quick save there. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, outside of the 8 machine.
Net code.
A little bit of net code, and Hudson does get involved in it, but honestly saves the 55 machine from spinning down the track into the inside wall.
Yep, kept us green, saved us from our 12th pit stop, our 12th yellow tonight.
They're trying to prove us wrong. I admire it.
Lap 254 of 300.
You stay green, this thing's just going to fly right by. As you see your leaders both committed to that outside line. That's just going to bring the first guy on fresh tires running that low line, if you say green, right to the door. See Schaefer, they're working the top. He's doing a good job though, holding off the guys on the freshies. Shake the last guy on on old tires.
He's doing his
pretty good
best.
fight. But I really think Christian is just putting that thing in underdrive right now, trying to save as much as he has. Make a huge dash for it with maybe 30 laps to go.
Well, let's see who's trying to get up a little bit closer and challenge him. A little ways back, Joseph Causey, still 27 positions up from where he started, has been driving very, very fast. Justin Levine right behind him, trying to close the gap on the outside. Causey's going to go for the block. Levine stays on the outside.
Here comes Levine swinging it up at the top rope again. Getting a huge run, pulling him right to the back bumper, the 88 machine of Causey. Here he comes, going to get a bumper to him. Not going to move him out of the way, though. Really good launch straightaway before last, but not as much out of two this time as they work themselves past the lap car. And that's going to open up the door. Here comes Levine diving down to the inside of the 88 of Causey.
Can he get it?
Nope. Causey going to
Not
use
quite.
that top line to his advantage again.
And it pays. That top line is paying.
That's one thing. Schaefer is doing such a good job holding on to this lead. Pulling away second place Ed Shearer Jr. Just running that inside line low and slow. Working out for the 97 right now.
Really is. As Ed Shearer is sticking to the wall, the 97 is using the whole field, or at least almost all of it. And it looks like in 1 and 2, he's riding the middle, and then in 3 and 4, he's diving all the way down. Well, I say that, and then he doesn't do it. Go figure.
He's going to go up to the top here, try to find a little bit of extra momentum. Right now, he's just hunting around, trying to figure out where his car works best. You know, hasn't spent a whole lot of time in the clean air. Weird to say that as he's, you know, right behind a lapper, but... Oh, and we got the caution.
Yellow flag is out. Kyle Fountain, I believe, might have been the reason.
Yep, I'd say so.
Let's see. Still on the course, still driving forward. I bet he gets loose coming out of a turn.
There's Desmond. Watch him here. Yep. Big slide coming out of turn number 2.
Oh, I was wrong.
Technical.
Yeah, he was loose going into that. There it is. It was just him sliding up, barely misses clipping the nose off another car. That was
That's a
just
really-
close enough.
Did a really good job keeping that thing under him, though.
Yeah, in those situations, you got to let your instincts take over, and these guys have driven enough laps that they know what how to counteract your instincts and have really good settled-in ones for when the car gets loose like that.
Schaefer leading all the guys that stayed out down pit road. I'm not 100% sure that's the move because they looked like they were holding on so strong there on the older tires. Running out of time, they're going to be so deep in the pack when they come back out. Don't think that was a long enough. I think that was a long enough run. I hand the lead back to Luke Christian. He's going to be followed by Joseph Causey in second, and Justin Levine in third.
A little further back, Johan Seminario, Scott Healy, Chase Johnson taking the place of Kyle Fountain with that paint scheme. Johnson, previously quite a few positions back. He's up 29 positions right now.
You know,
Slow and
Causey
steady.
seems like the type of guy that unironically loves Danger Zone as his favorite song. I bet he's
Sometimes you
racing
just-
in a flight suit and a pair of sunglasses right now.
Hey, you've been sim racing for 20 years. You would also be racing in a flight suit right now, just to mix it up.
Hates movies.
Hates movies,
Hates
hates music, hates
everything.
cars. Out in Greer, South Carolina. Another Top Gun fan here.
Yep, and Days of Thunder. So big Tom Cruise fan. So
Makes me wanna
exciting
have
to
some ice
hear all
cream.
the rumors swirling around a top tier sequel. I mean, not top tier. Days of Thunder sequel.
Ooh. That would be it'd be about the time to do it.
And how can you not? This is the best.
It's the best racing movie. We got a lot of Top Gun and Days of Thunder fans in the race here in SSRL. I only saw Days of Thunder for the first time this year, and I loved it.
I watch it every year, the weekend before the Daytona 500. Right after
That'd be a
the
good time
Clash.
to watch that. Pace car is off. They're coming into the zone, and there we go. We are green again. Kyle Fountain takes the lead with Joseph Causey right next to him. Justin Levine on the inside, but Levine will slide forward, potentially take that from Causey. He's got it. Causey snapping out behind Levine, holding on to the position, holding on to third just barely.
And here comes Levine to the rear bumper of the 2 machine, but right now side by side a little bit further back. Here comes Levine up to the top, though, trying to get the lead away from Luke Christian.
Levine
Huge
riding
run down the back
outside line.
straightaway.
Yeah, he's using the outside more than he has been previously. I think he's driving more aggressively to try to snatch that win out from under him. We've got less than 30 laps to go in tonight's race. So tonight, now is the time to get that lead, hold on to it, and stretch it as much as you can.
Yeah, it's absolutely go time here as the pay window's starting to come up quicker than not. Levine stuck in the tire tracks of the 2 right now of Luke Christian. A little bit further back, though, Joseph Causey under fire from the 64 machine of Scott Healy.
Healy has always put on some really impressive shows here in SSRL. He's won at least 2 races I can think of. This could be a 3rd one depending on how things go here. You never know how things shake up in the top 5 toward the end of a race like this. We've seen some stuff on NASCAR that have really shake things up at the end of a race. We've seen stuff on SSRL and Grid Vision where the end of a race is really where things are actually kicking off.
I'll say one thing, leading with a handful of laps left here at Bristol. The last thing you want to see behind you is a black and orange Toyota driven by Justin Levine. Such an aggressive driver when it needs to happen. Not afraid to use the bumper, not afraid to move somebody out of the way for a win. Typically shies away from it unless he feels like he has the opportunity. Here he comes, diving it down to the bottom. A little bit of push to the back of the 2 machine. It's knock number 1 coming out of turn number 4.
He's knocking on the door. He's saying, let me in, invite me in. And Ed Shearer Jr. moves up to P5. What a move on the outside here. He passes up Scott Healy, or for P4, excuse me.
Shearer Jr. on the fresher tires, too, in prime position to get up here and have a shot at the win. But he's going to have to get through Causey and Levine if he's going to want to get to the back bumper of that 2 machine of Christian. And I don't think there's going to be much back bumper left of that 2 machine by the time Justin Levine's done with it. You see him send it up here against the top, still trying to find that momentum to get to the back of the 2 to give him a push into the corner. Not able to do it here into 3.
He's looking for any spot that he can get, but it looks like the 2 is very aware that he has got a hungry, hungry hippo sitting right behind him, chomping at the bit, trying to get all the marbles.
On board with Ed Shearer Jr. as he works that top line, trying to build momentum to get to the back of the 1 Levine. And look at how much faster those tires are. I thought the lack of advantage in a stint length there was really not going to help those guys on the fresher, but man, you've seen what, a handful of laps is, and Levine's going to push the 2 out of the way. Levine up to the point.
Speaking of which, we're almost 3 wide right now as Shearer Jr. is really tight with the 2. Shearer Jr. diving down to the inside. He gets the lead by a nose.
Oh, but he thinks better of it, not want to push his buddy out of the way. Rolls out of it to avoid door slamming him for it. There'll be a lot of respect between these 2, but it's going to be hard racing.
Yeah, really, the 2 of them are side by side right now. Levine, Ed Shearer Jr. right behind. It's Luke Christian side by side with Reese Schaefer. We got cars 2 wide. Ooh, bit of contact right there, it looked like, between the 45 and the 2.
Yeah, that was a self-clear there from Ed Shearer Jr., but no harm, no foul. You see the 2's going to try and push him into the corner, and here comes the 97 of Schaefer diving it back down to the bottom.
Schaefer takes it too wide for second, not quite able to get it on the inside. Shearer Jr. just with too much speed, but Schaefer doing the same thing that we saw Shearer Jr. doing a minute ago, using the inside line. He's got crazy fast tires, and he's going to go right past second. He's going to challenge for first. Justin Levine holding on the outside. Shearer Jr. right behind him, but it's going to be Schaefer on the inside now, almost taking the lead by a nose. A little bit of contact.
Schaefer just about knocked Levine out of the way there, almost spun it trying to keep it off him. It's Pit Stop TV versus Grid Vision here. I wonder which one we're pulling for up here in the booth, but a good late race charge from the 97 machine.
This is it, folks, right here, 288 of 300. We've got 13 laps left to go. Things are very, very tight up at the front.
Schaefer up to the point now, going to clear Levine. Move Schaefer up here to the lead now. Let's see how big of a gap he can build. As you see, Ed Shearer Jr. still trying to get the move on Levine. He's going to get it here. And we're down to just about 10 laps to go, and we got a caution.
This could change things for Schaefer dramatically, especially considering that it took him a little bit of time to get up here. He's going to have a good launch, hopefully, but without a good launch, with a battle between him and Levine, Levine is going to try to eat him up at the end of this race here. Ooh.
Scott Healy, the heartbreak of the night, running up front all race and just late race incident. Oh, and
that was an unsafe car
there.
Yeah, that wasn't a car you could drive at speed, unfortunately.
We can't see the initial incident here. Shot from behind, Shake.
Van Schack with, I think that's the second time Van Schack has gotten caught up in a little brake check incident like that, I believe. Unfortunate that that's happened twice along those lines, but you just get hit from behind, you lose everything.
That's a miserable feeling right there as a driver when you're getting passed under caution and you got a broken car, you start to snap, there's just a guy on your outside, and unfortunately you just take him out. It's a rough one.
Yep, we got a full field though, and there's nowhere to go.
What else we got? Got a handful of laps left in this thing. Going to be an absolute barn burner shootout. Who's going to bring home the hardware tonight?
8 laps left.
Schaefer in the lead with an impressive drive through the field to get back up here to the point of it. The last handful of laps. Yes, I absolutely doubted his decision to go pit when he did, but you're looking at how valuable of a call it is. And honestly, I think that he's just a little bit better here tonight than Shearer Jr. is. Way too early pick. I think the Pit Stop TV machine is going to get the job done, though.
Only one way to find out. And every time we go around, another lap gets whittled off our list here.
I do think we're going up with a green-white checkered, though.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, I won't give on those odds. I think you're probably closer to being right than I want to give it credit.
It is Bristol, and we have, within the past 15 laps, reached lift for nothing territory.
Lift for nothing. Yeah, treat this like iRacing Super Speedway.
Yeah, no, short tracks, the last handful of laps, everybody just the concern for other drivers, that basically becomes a tomorrow me problem.
Everybody goes a little mad.
Better to apologize than better to ask for forgiveness kind of deal here.
Then you just got to learn how to drive and dodge knee pads.
Oh, yeah. Thankfully, we don't have those, but I wish that we had that. That'd be great. Like, if we could just fight on pit road or, you know, toss a number one salute out the window.
Oh, man, that's what iRacing needs. A button to yell at the car around you. As if having an open mic to all the other racers wasn't already bad enough. There goes the pace car. It's off. This might be the last run we've got tonight, folks, as Ryan Schaefer takes the flag, the green flag, and he is off like a rocket. Justin Levine right behind him with Ed Shearer Jr.
Oh,
on
here
the
comes Ed
outside.
Shearer Jr. though, right back to the bumper. Huge run for Shearer Jr., but Reese Schaefer still in charge of this thing.
5 laps left. No one wants to let Reese Schaefer walk away with it. Ed Shearer Jr. especially driving in very hard behind him. Everyone lined up, trying to get advantage over each other. Trying to find that spot where you get the speed right now, spreading out on the turns to try to get a groove that works for you. But Schaefer's got the groove that works.
Oh, we got one around.
Ooh, Chris
Looks
Hudson.
like Hudson. Oh, and one heck of a save.
Insane save. We're not going to get that green-white checkered yet. Oh, maybe we will, though. Some bumping and
Still getting
grinding.
roughed up.
3 laps to go.
No, 2, man. 2 left. Reese Schaefer in charge with a 0.3 of a second advantage over second place Ed Shearer Jr. Through 3 and 4. Taking it to the white flag. 1 to go.
1 to go with the white flag. A couple people getting bumped around a little bit, like you said, but they're all keeping it straight. Reese Schaefer going around. He's in 3 and 4, getting ready for it. Here comes the checkered flag. Reese Schaefer's going to cross it. And there he goes. Reese Schaefer winning the Thunder Valley 300 tonight. First non-Winston winner. Excuse me.
What a job. What a drive for that 97 machine to get through there and get up there back to the point in such a short time span after he came down pit road and gave up all that track position. Just
Pit
an
Stop
absolutely
TV.
well-deserved win.
Absolutely. Really, really well deserved. Some impressive driving out of Reese Schaefer tonight. Very, very strong. Pit Stop TV livery looking good. Our brother's over there fielding a great car.
With a really talented driver behind the wheel of it, too.
Well, folks, congrats to Reese Schaefer. We're going to be back in a few moments here. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we're back, we're going to give you the full results and some interviews with our top drivers. All right, we're back, folks. Here come the unofficial results from tonight's race. Reese Schaefer taking the first place position. Ed Shearer in second. Justin Levine in third. Kyle Westwood fourth. Joseph Causey in fifth. Charles Van Scheck in sixth. Kyle Fountain seventh. Jeffrey Souza in eighth. Chase Johnson in ninth. Johan Seminario in 10th.
In 11th place, we got Chris Hudson, followed by Art Nicotero. Dakota Jorgensen going to bring it home 13th. And a heartbreak for the guy that led a majority of this race, Luke Christian, bringing it home 14th, followed by Jordan Sailors in 15th. Mark Sanchez 16th. 17th going to go to Scott Schroeder, with 18th going to Evan Ethel, followed by Todd Parent and Tom Ringer, rounding out your top 20.
And to bring things home, in 21st, Kevin Zosiak. Next up, Scott Healy. 22nd, Chuck Burley. 23rd, Cameron King. 24th, Chase Salmon. 25th, Sammy Harrell. 27th, Kyle Gerlach. 26th, David Salter. 28th, PB Henry. 29th, Nicholas Schell. And 30th, Robert Besaw.
And 31st, you got Dave Hughes Jr., followed by Kaylin Mitchell in 32nd. 33rd is going to go to Corey Saucier, followed by 34th, Jake Hickson. 35th is going to go to Scott Healy. And rounding out your field here is going to be I think it was Timothy Babcock. Yeah,
Timothy Babcock.
didn't get to catch the last one.
That's all right. And we'll cover some championship standings on the next time around, but this might have mixed things up a little bit. Remember, we had Seminario was toward the top of that list, or actually it was. We're gonna work on those. get those standings working up for you folks. So right now we're going to take things over to our drivers, and we're going to start things off by talking to Justin Levine here, who got the 3rd place finish. Let's see if he's available. Don't see him right now. So we're going to jump straight over to Ed Shearer Jr. Okay, we got Justin Levine. He's on his way. Just a second. Technical difficulties. There we are. Justin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. Congrats on your 3rd place finish, my friend.
Thank you.
That was a hell of a drive. This is a very, very tough track, but you were one of the drivers that we saw that really had an aggressive vehicle tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about your car?
This car was all set up for the long run, so I knew if I could just keep the right front on it, that I could be there at the end. Showed it in the stage 1, but ended up getting loose there, giving it away. But it really, as you can see, it just came down to tires, really. If you had the tires, you were the car to beat, and Reese and Ed got around me there, and I knew I was a sitting duck. It was like a 50-50 chance. I really didn't know how hard everybody was going to race, whether to pit or not, and I knew they were stuck. They had no choice. They had to pit there, and it was 50-50. I believe my teammates Johan and Kazi did end up pitting, but they got banged around back there, so I think I made the best call bringing it home P3.
Yeah, keeping it out in front. There was only 1 or 2 times the front got a little bit dicey out there, but it looks like you were able to get through just fine. Towards the end there, it was quite the battle. What was your thoughts going into that last restart? We had about 10 laps left to go. Did you expect Reese Schaefer to get up there on you?
Oh, for sure. With that last restart, I know I can fire off really well. That's how I think I got around Kazi there and battled Luke for the lead there. I was hoping that I can at least get past Ed and get to Reese's bumper, but Ed was just able to hang on to my right rear, which made me plow, and then I just had to hang on there, pinching everybody, run in the middle. But wish I took those tires. This car was bad fast.
Yeah, well, you know what? It got you 3rd place, so congratulations again. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out to?
First off, thank you guys. Best broadcast in the league. Love going back and watching everything you guys do. All the admins, Dave putting this on for us, and quick shout out to my family. We ended up losing a loved one this week, so it's been a tough one for everybody.
Well, my condolences to that, and my congratulations again to you, sir. We look forward to seeing you back on Grid Vision soon in the future, okay?
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, take care. Sheldon, I'm going to pass it over to you to talk to our gold medalist, Ed Shearer Jr., as soon as we get him up here in the box.
That would
The
be,
silver
would
medalist.
be
I meant to say
silver,
silver medalist.
Gold, silver, same thing. Bringing it home. Not at all, actually. But bringing it home P2 tonight after a hard-fought battle to get himself up in position on that last restart. Ed Shearer Jr. Man, just talk to me about your race, man, because you're floating around that top 5, top 10 range all race long, and it looked like it was a real hard fight to get up to that into that podium range all evening.
Yeah, I was messing with some new pedals I recently got. I recently got the Moses CRPs, and they're not really acquainted to me yet. Like, I still have to break it in a little bit, so the brake pedal's like really stiff. Our only chance was really a short run. I couldn't save tire really because I was really struggling managing, and my right ankle probably right now is on fire from the gas pedal because of how arced it is. So yeah, it was a workout tonight, I should say. But yeah,
got a lot of love for you, man. A lot of respect here, but what possesses you to run a new set of brakes at Bristol?
Yeah, you're now like the 6th person to tell me, buddy. I'm gonna be real. Not the brilliant part on my end, as usual.
Dude, it looked like it paid off at the same time, though. Getting a P2 and getting a little bit of that break-in mileage on those pedals here. So
oh yeah,
give it a hat three on that.
Yeah, it was definitely a workout. So that was fun though.
Yeah, so you'll be limping tomorrow, won't you?
Probably gonna sleep in. I'm probably gonna put ice on the ankle now.
There you go, man. 2nd place. my first time calling the Masters yet, but this season. But I'm assuming you've been running pretty good because you seem to run pretty good everywhere you go. How you feeling on the championship this season?
Pretty good. I mean, you know, as Austin said, I got a fraudulent win in Atlanta. Got a decent finish at Chicago. Because Kazi's a bad teammate and wrecked Johan for some reason.
Sounds like Kazi.
Just yeah, that's literally Kazi all day, every day. Him and Johan are like a mother and father duo right there. It's just like, you know, you gotta separate the parents. It's like the kids having to step in and break the parents up. But yeah, we're doing pretty good, you know. But they're my teammates are one hell of a bunch of drivers, and they're just, you know, one day it'll be like, you know, we're all even, and the next day it's like one of us is kicking everybody's ass. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? So.
Yeah, it gets pretty tricky, especially after having worked with one of your teammates too at multiple points here on iRace. But
yeah, big time.
Either way, not sure where you guys are going next week, but how you feeling about it?
I don't know. Not sure. It's pretty good track, I think. I don't even know, to be honest. But yeah, let's see what happens. You know, I mean, it could be better than tonight, definitely. So, I mean, you know, Bristol's usually a good track for me, but it's just like I'm still, you know, the new pedals and everything. It definitely played a factor. But yeah, looking forward to wherever we go next week. And just want to shout out you guys at Grid Vision for doing the broadcasts and being great as usual, and Darby doing a great job as usual. And yeah,
not forcing him.
I don't know where we're going. Yeah, you know, gotta give Darby some credit once in a while. But yeah, and also shout out to Reese for his one night position for showing up finally after Kazi yelled at him for the last 3 weeks of showing up and actually beating us. So we have some work to do.
Maybe you guys should stop yelling at him.
I mean, it's more Kazi than anything. I'm gonna be real. Kazi does most of the yelling. He's like the overseer in all this. Which I don't know how the hell we did that, but I mean, we're gonna have a meeting about it. I actually think Justin's scheduling counseling for him and Johan after this week. So,
well, I hope they can get it together. I hope cooler heads prevail with that dynamic between the two of them. But thanks for coming up here and stepping into the booth with us and bringing a lot of character with you tonight too. Yeah, good talking to you again, Ed.
Yeah, good talking to you guys.
Have a good one. We're going to hand it back on over to Joe with the race winner tonight, Reese Shape.
All right, Reese. Let's get him up in here. Hello, Reese. Can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on your victory tonight.
Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun tonight. Didn't get any time for practicing or for coming home from work, so wrapped around qualifying, talked to the boys, and just kind of abided my time the whole race. That first stage, I was really just kind of feeling out the car and trying out different lines, and it was definitely, as you guys could definitely tell, the high line was definitely wrapping really, really good all night. But I noticed as the night went on, it got a lot tighter. So I knew tires were going to start playing a little factor, and me and Ed just tried a different strategy from the rest of the one-sim guys, and it was about 40 to go. We had that restart, and man, we made good ground, and we were able to pull out P1. It was awesome.
Absolutely. I was going to make the same comment. You were sort of biding your time, sort of holding yourself around, avoiding some of the big wrecks, but staying in the middle of the pack. And then towards the end of that race, you just turned it on and just started jumping out toward the front. Talk to us a little bit about how you saw the high line. Was that something that you thought you would capitalize on, or did you just sort of hold back a little bit from that?
It's interesting. So as the start of the race, I definitely preferred the bottom lane, actually. I really enjoyed how wrapping the bottom, and you could really send it in there pretty good. But like I said, I could just notice the car was just getting tighter as the night went on because the grip levels went up. And so I knew the high lane's always been superior, especially our early run. We saw all night, right? The very start of the race, we saw guys jump up early, and they were definitely making hay, even on a little bit looser track. So I knew it would be in play. I just the one thing you always have to get really lucky with is traffic, right? Like, with like, I want to say 40 to go, me and Ed got in the same strategy, but Ed got through the traffic way cleaner than I did, and I was stuck for about 10 laps, and then finally I got up to him, and then Ed kind of got screwed by getting stuck in the high lane, then I was able to send it under him and Justin, both of them, to pass Justin and get the lead. So there's a lot of luck involved, as always at Bristol. I mean, you guys know, you know, the wreck all night. We saw guys dive in the wreck because no one's fault. You just can't see anything. You're just so fast, you can't see anything. And so there's always a lot of luck. But yeah, we were able to skate through and got P1. It was awesome.
Excellent, absolutely. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out to or thank tonight?
Yeah, I got some grandparents watching, my dad's watching, girlfriend watches. I love you guys do such a good job with the broadcast. I've been watching first week back. I've been doing another league, so that league's over, so I'll be here the rest of the season, so I'm super looking forward to it. And yeah, just want to thank the OneSim guys. My friends from 10 plus years now. Love those guys. So just love racing with them and love racing the league and love the broadcast, guys. Keep it up.
All right, we will, and you do too. We look forward to seeing you back on here real soon, okay?
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, take care. And that is going to be us wrapping things up from Spartan Sim Racing League's Thunder Valley 300 at virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. Sheldon, what are your takes on tonight's race?
And these guys delivered a really good race. I mean, heck, you know, we were expecting 15 cautions, and we didn't really get all that close to it.
No.
Great battling throughout the field. A lot of solid downs here, and excited for the opportunity to potentially come up here and cover a couple more here before the season's done.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. We always have a great time with SSRL, and especially the Master Series. This was a fantastic race, and for all you folks watching at home, and especially the family of Reese Schaefer, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We're going to be wrapping things up. So, from the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations again to Reese Schaefer on winning tonight's race from Bristol. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire, and we will see you next time on the grid.